Greetings. Shalom. We're here to discuss a very important topic, the topic of the scattered tribes of Israel, who are among the Cherokee. It's been well documented among the different Cherokee and the different clans, the DNA. These things have been well documented and discovered. What we're about to discover now is the finer details that make up the tribes, the characteristics of these tribes, nature involved, scripture. And now we will look at a picture of swimmer, as you saw in the background. Swimmer was called swimmer. He liked to swim, possibly. One of the greatest things that went with swimmer was the stories that were not written down. That's the tragedy. One of the greatest things that was written down was the many formulas. And this man is wearing a turban, as you can see, very characteristic of the Middle East, the Far East. Without, this is most important to remind you that the feathers were not worn as much as people think. And now we'll go to another detail of the tribes, starting with the four. The four living creatures in the four directions. As you see on the left, with his hands in the air, the cat of Yah, the lion of El. This possibly could be the tribe of Judah. And the hands in the air, very much that. Praise Yah is Judah, is what Judah means. Joseph in the center there, representing the south. And he's this wild potato clan. When I discovered this, it gave new light on the whole subject. Whether the artist intended or not, he revealed a great deal. And as we see here, Joseph is calmly sitting there, like peaceful as his characteristics are. And the point about the wild potato that brings about the mystery is that Joseph, in his representation, as we'll see in the future, is a bull and a calf in the four living creatures, the legs of a calf. In this case, he represents the characteristics of Joseph himself, not just his tribe characteristics, but a fruitful vine over the wall. When I read that, it came together. That is why we could not suggest where the wild potato would fit in the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, to recap on what people may not know, the 12 tribes of Israel were scattered, and the 7 clans of the Cherokee are the remnants of that, of this part of the land, and the other 5 went north. But here we're seeing an ancient understanding of the 4 basic tribes of Israel and the 4 basic clans, in the fact that the 4 directions and the 4 main tribes that make up Israel. As we talked about these 2, the south and in the east, there are the main tribe, and the 2 tribes are connected to each one. And then here we have the bird clan, which resembles Dan, the tribe of Dan in the north. And the bird clan is very characteristic in that they live in the north, and Dan eventually lived in the north. Another characteristic is hand in the air, is a messenger. The four living creatures was an eagle, calf, a lion, and a man. And here we have Reuben, a representation of the West. And here it's the Paint Clan. Reuben in the West. It's a wonderful example of the four basic main tribes, the leaders among the 12, and quite probably the Cherokee. And in this detail is overlooked because from the Tower of Babel, the influence of Nimrod and the corruption that he had placed there went underground. And they had to assume a secrecy in their worship of these creatures that were only given as an example to represent the Creator in his many characteristics of the Creator. And here we have, in like manner, with the Ark of the Covenant in the center, as if this was Israel. Ariel, the lion, man. Here it's in the south, and Joseph is on the west. And you have Dan in the north. Picture tells a lot. It's very important to bring this about because it's a foundational point in the whole subject that we're presenting. The details overlooked, and the discoveries are many. Thanks to the elders, and thanks to the Scotch-Irishmen, the Irishmen, who come to discover these things about the Cherokee. They have discovered much, and it's our duty to rethink it, show improvements, corrections, and also appreciate what they had done. And in this, Kwandiyahu, one of the authors of one of the greatest books about the Cherokee, Mooney, in that book he had said that this word is of an uncertain etymology. And I'm here to say that in my discovery of etymology, that this is truly not hidden any longer. But the enemy, the Kwanda, even a cobra is called a Kwanda Idaho. This is Kwandiyahu, showing an ancient description of this, the spitting serpent, just like a dragon, just like Draco, Greek. There's the Greek Draco. And here are the stars of the constellation in that part of the where the constellations surround it. A testimony of the plan of redemption told among the stars. This is clear that before the Scriptures, the oral word of what he would do was told. Many other nations have done that, are aware of these things. It's a fascinating study. I recommend that. But we will continue with the etymology, and later we will return to the